Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new video. So, in today's video, we'll be talking about a new map, and it's going to be another map guide, and it's going to be about Overpass. Now, what I like about this map is that it's really unique, because there are a lot of maps wherein it can feel really boring. But for me, I think Overpass is one of those maps wherein it's always interesting. It doesn't get tiring. And maybe that's because there are so many levels and so many different playstyles you can go through, and there are so many objects, and there's a lot of color into this map. So yeah, it's one of my favorite maps alongside Nuke, with Overpass being the second. So before we actually get into the routes, I just have two things to say. The first one is this is T-Spawn, and it's a pretty urban look, nice feel. And the second one is when you reach 500 subscribers, I will be streaming on Twitch. So please don't hesitate to hit that subscribe button and to like on the videos. So yeah, here we go. Alright, so first up, we're going to talk about the routes to be. And I'm going to talk about 4 routes here. So the first one is going to be through monsters. So right here you can see there's A, but we'll talk about that later, and you can see there's B. So what you have to do is you just go here, and when you get here you're going to see 2 passageways. So the first one is going to be through what I call, or what the CS community calls, monster, because there's a monster here. Yes. So anyway, yeah, when you enter here, I think it's good that you actually just molly this area. I call this like barrels, because you know it's barrels and stuff, but it's actually good if your team can molly this side, because I missed that. Oh, sorry. It's good if your team mollies that, because sometimes your team will get caught off guard by this one CT just lurking here, and it's really hard to spot them. So it's best if you put this position out with a Molotov. So another spot to check is this spot and this spot. Since this spot you can't really see your opponent if you do this, and you have to be careful not to push too early. Maybe just anticipate like a flash, but if you're doing a full-on B rush, try to stop the bleeding or something by if they molly here, make sure you have a smoke for it. Make sure your team does that or something if you have utility. So yeah, this is the way to monster, and boom, you have side control. But the thing is, there's 2 spots, actually 3, you need to worry about when you get from monster. So I said one is here. Actually no, 4 spots. So the first one is here, is what I call be short. So right here in this spot, it's called sandbags. I like to call it sandbags. Oh, I'm burning. But yeah, and the second one is water, because the moment that they hear the plant like this, let me guys show you. If they hear that, and you're not faking it, and if you're not smart, your opponent can actually just peek out. If they're peeking here, boom, they get you. Or if you're planting here, around here, they can just wall bang this spot, or catch one of your teammates off guard. So what I suggest you do is you clear out this angle, and the third one is going to be graffiti. So there's not much CT speaking here, but in late round situations, this is usually where they're going to come. So usually they're going to come right here, and yeah, I suggest you watch that. This area is called graffiti, both of those. And the last one is heaven. Now heaven is really interesting, and I want you guys to take note that this is like Nuke, wherein an opper can just take advantage if you don't use your utility. So what I suggest you do is you molly, you throw nades, or you smoke it, anything to just delay the opper, and once you get a safe plant, you're good to go. So yeah, the second route is going to be through B short. Okay, so right here I said we're going through monsters. So what you're going to do now to go to B short is you're going to go left. Alright, so you have this spot. Now this can make for a really interesting boost, but I'm not going to talk about that. You can boost right here with a teammate, or you can boost right there. You can boost right there to see there. So anyway, once you get here, this is what I call water. So that one is called water, but to clarify confusion, that's just water B side, and this is water connector. So why connector? Because this area is area right here is going to be called connector. And when you enter here, make sure you clear this area first or just smoke it, because if you don't, one CT can just push and kill everyone. So unless you have fast reflexes, that's really going to happen. So take care here, and maybe you want to throw some supportive flashes right here for your teammates or you, and you entry and take care of the same spots. So yeah, so the third one is going to be through connector, and we're going to go right here. Ooh, I no clipped. Where is it? Alright. Oh, sorry. Right, so okay. So we're back in T-spawn, right? And okay, so what I want you guys to do to get to connector to B is you take here, A, you go here, and it's going to say A is here. So we're gonna talk about that later. But for this one, for connector, you go here, and this says B. So when you enter here, make sure you land here. So you don't get fall damage, which is like 6 HP. So when you get here, same stuff, but what I want you guys to do is you watch for these corners, or maybe just pre-fire them or just volley them, because it can be brutal. And same stuff, except that if these go aggressive, if you all push connector and there's one CT going aggressive here, I want you guys to be ready for that, or here in the corner, or even here in this corner right here. It can be very annoying and they can boost. So yeah, that's the third one. So the fourth one is through middle and through connector again. But like I said, you enter A, and then instead of going right, you go left. Right? And then, okay, you're going to see these areas. So what I want you to do is actually just go take the third path, which is middle, like the middle. And you're going to see these. So 1, 2, 3, you take the one to the right that says B, and you are in connector right now, and you're on the upper angle. So if there are any T's watching you, CTs, sorry, if there are any CTs watching you, make sure you do clear these out for a better spot. And also, if you're going to go through connector to B, make sure you clear this angle first. And yeah, that area is called toilets. So yes, this is mid to B, and yeah, that's all for B. And I've told you guys what to do, what utility to use, and what spots to check out for. So that is it for the B site, and we will continue with the routes to our A site. Alright, so I talked about the B site earlier, and we are going to go to the A site. So yeah, here we go. We take the stairs here, these stairs, and we go to the left. Now you're presented with these options. Now it doesn't really matter, because the first route we're going to talk about is through A long. Now I think it would be safer if you cross here if you're going to A long. But if you want to cross here, make sure you do have a bit of utility, like a smoke there, and you can cross to that side. A long is that side right there where I'm shooting at. But safe place, the safest bet is to go here, which is called playground, and boom, you're in A long. But here's the thing. If you're going to go through A long, make sure that you clear the area carefully, because what's going to happen is that there will be a lot of off angles that CTs can peek from, and if you don't check, they might like pull a 200 IQ play and you're all dead because of the trigger discipline. So yeah, another spot to check for is right here, because if someone's holding with an op here and you guys don't check it, you are pretty much doomed. So yes, make sure you check that angle right there. It's called the toilets because of the sign. And yeah, so basically you're going to push here. Make sure you flash out. Sorry, that was my molly. Make sure you flash there, and make sure you check this spot too, because this is very, very common, and this is going towards the A site itself. And make sure you check this one too. This is a really good off angle, and if it's not checked, again, you can lose the round. So you enter here, and when you get here, make sure that you check these spots. So you make sure you check this spot right here, and this is what I call truck. So make sure you check the right of the truck. Make sure you check on the truck itself. Make sure you check in this area or smoke it, or maybe use some utility. That would be great. And that's called dumpsters. And make sure you check this area, and it's called bank. And this one is called bank because it says TTK bank. And these are the common areas in which CTs will usually rotate if you plant A and they know it's A. So for the flanks, if you're going to watch for a flank, make sure you watch long A long right there, or you watch this area right here, which I will talk about later, and you can plant. And yeah, that's our first route. So what's our second route? Our second route is through middle. Okay. Now for middle, I think it's pretty straightforward. I showed it to you guys a while ago. And what you're going to do is you go up here, and some of your teammates can actually choose to put some support flashes in case there's an opponent here or an opponent playing up close. And you can also check here on this angle right here in connector or nade it, because that can be deadly, and there are occasions of CTs peeking that angle, so you can like jump, you can jump peek, you can check that. And yeah, so once you enter middle, you're presented with two options. You can either go to the left and take a long, or you can go straight. And there are two lanes here, but I will talk about the first one, which is toilets. So I used to peek here, but then I realized I kept on dying because like the gun barrel could be seen. So if you choose to peek like that, they know you're there and you're dead. So yeah, don't peek that, and check this angle right here, and make sure you do your standard smokes. If you're going to execute A, make sure your team knows what to do. Make sure your team smokes and uses utility at the right spots, and you can plant. So if you go this area now, it's still toilet, but it's called mid. So if you go in here, it's called toilet or restroom, but if you go here, it's called mid. So what you want to watch out for are these spots right here, because sometimes when you least expect it, a CT can appear here. So yes, that can be very deadly, and a good hiding spot would be here or right here. But they can spot your head easily if they move, and you're pretty much doomed. So our last route is going to be through connector. Let me just no clip. Alright, so here we're back again, and we're going to take the right side. So right side says B, but we're going to ignore that for now. We drop down and just pretend the door's not open. So again, you want to get the connector control. So pre-fire, hold this angle right here. Do what you can. Now when you're going up, I suggest you take extreme caution, because there can be someone waiting right here, and this edge you really can't see it unless you really heavily just peek and fire. So you can use utility, but that would be a waste, so I suggest you just pre-fire it. And yeah, you can just take the routes to the A side as I mentioned, and plant the bomb as needed. So yeah, that's it. So like every map, utility is very important, but if make sure you use it right. Just timing is key, and read the situation. So that does it for this T side guide on the map Overpass. It's one of my favorite maps, and I really after hours of playing with it, I feel that I know the routes and stuff. I'm very experienced. So yes, I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned a lot. And again, please hit that subscribe button. Follow me and my channel videos, and I will see you in the next video. Peace out, guys.